You ready, Logan? Okay, let's go. Living with an ostomy may require a lot of life changes, and with them come a lot of challenges to your day-to-day life. What is up, guys? My name is Logan Schmelin. I create videos on the internet about Crohn's disease, documenting my life and self-development. In 2015, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I recovered from that surgery. In 2017, I got a stomach infection and almost had my entire colon, my entire stomach removed from my body. And for the last 2-3 years, I healed from that and I was doing really well. And then the end of 2019, I got sick again and a surgery was required this time. I lost 50 pounds and there was really no turning around without surgery. So as scary as it was going into surgery, now being on the other side of surgery, I'm very happy that I had it done, even though it requires a temporary ostomy. And that's where this video comes in. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 10 things that I wish I knew about an ostomy before I got one 4 weeks ago, and the biggest challenges that I've had to deal with ostomy. With that being said, make sure you stick until the end to hear the biggest challenges so then you don't have to deal with them, or so you can actually work around them and avoid the hardest parts about living with an ostomy. Let's get right into the video with the first thing that I wish I knew before I got an ostomy. The first thing is that you can live a completely normal life. Now, when I was first trying to just realize the fact that I needed surgery and I needed an ostomy, it was a lot. This whole process is more of a mental struggle than it is physical. It took me a while, it took me a few weeks to come to realization of the changes that I was going to have to make. Now being on the other side of it, now having an ostomy for a month and finally getting back into my normal routine, my normal life, getting healthy again, the ostomy isn't stopping me from doing anything. What's actually stopping me is just my overall recovery because I lost a lot of weight and I lost a lot of strength. As my energy is coming back, as my strength is coming back, the ostomy isn't the limiting factor at all, and I am completely capable of doing everything and anything that I want. The second thing is that you can eat basically the same thing you can eat before. When I was going into surgery, I really couldn't eat much because so many things hurt my stomach, so many things gave me gas. Now, since my stomach is actually good and I have the ostomy to help with my digestion, I'm actually able to eat more foods. Now, the first 2 weeks, you still have to take it easy. You really have to follow a low residue diet. But after the first 2 weeks, your body really starts improving. Your stool production starts to slow down. It starts to digest foods. It starts to take in foods. You really see progress in your digestion, in your overall well-being. And that brings me to number 3. If you require an intestinal surgery that is going to result in a temporary ostomy or a lifelong ostomy, there's a reason that you're getting the ostomy. And once I came to realization that the ostomy was a tool that is going to be used to heal my body and make me better in the long run, that's when I started to not only understand but appreciate the use of the ostomy. Now after surgery, my stomach is working way better. Really wish I would have known that getting an ostomy, getting that surgery done quickly, getting done sooner, would just result in me getting better, getting healthier, getting stronger sooner. Number 4 is choosing clothing. What I do to choose clothing that works well with the ostomy is right now I'm basically wearing gym shorts or like athletic pants and then longer t-shirts that are kind of baggy. I'm not wearing anything tight. I just basically pull my waistband and my pants and my shorts up under the ostomy. I put my shirt on over top and that it kind of covers it as long as it's long enough. And that's what I wear at home. And then when I go out, I actually just got one thing that works very, very well for me. It's like a kidney belt thing, like a waist strap, whatever you want to call it. And what this does, it actually helps me with one of my biggest challenges that I've been dealing with. It basically wraps around to not only cover up the ostomy bag, but it helps like support it and helps hold it up. It's been a huge help in allowing me to like just move around and live with an ostomy out in the public life. Along with that comes number 5, which is it's very easy to travel with ostomy. It really doesn't change what you can do, what you can't do. It just makes you have to think a little bit differently and plan a little bit differently. Like I said, as long as you dress appropriately and wear things that aren't going to hit your ostomy or like put extra pressure on it. And then with the use of that wrap, it really makes it so you can't even tell you have it on. Now, with that being said, you do need to plan ahead a little bit. If you're going to be in the car for a long time, you're going to do something that will prevent you from going to the bathroom, make sure you empty the bag before you get in the car, before you start doing that action, just so then you don't have to pull over, you don't have to stop doing that thing just to go empty the bag. So it's always easier just to empty it when you have the opportunity to, instead of having to worry about it later on. The sixth thing is that you can't control bowel movements. You just need to kind of plan around that. And with that comes number 7, which is on the days you need to change your bag, I would highly recommend doing it in the morning. This allows your body to digest all the foods overnight. You can empty the bag first thing in the morning, and then during your changing process, you really don't have to worry about your ostomy digesting food and like releasing stool while you're trying to change the bag. I had a nurse come on Tuesday. They're just doing weekly checkups right now until they're solid that I'm good. And I had to show her that I could change it adequately and do everything that I needed to do by myself. And during the process of changing the bag, I was producing stool and it was disgusting. So I would recommend changing the bag in the morning. That's a big one. And along with those two, number 8 is that you're gonna be emptying the bag probably every 2 to 4 hours. As your body continues to heal and the further away you get from your surgery, your body won't need to digest food as much. For example, for me, I've been eating so much food. For the first 2 weeks, for the first 3 weeks after surgery, my body was producing a lot of stool because it wasn't digesting a ton of it. But as time goes on, I'm just continuing to digest more. I'm continuing to absorb more. My stool production is slowly decreasing and it's improving in quality. The 9th thing, which is something that I'm still like getting across in my mind, is that the bag is completely waterproof. It's weird because it's basically just like a sticker put on your stomach. And when you think about it, you would think that you can't get it wet. And in my experience, the shower doesn't make it less sticky. Nothing really makes it less sticky. And it really feels like it should. So when you're going into showers, when you're getting in situations where you need to get it wet, don't worry, it'll stick. It sticks better than you expect it to. And that brings me to number 10, which is something that I'm finally happy that I have to deal with, which is running with the ostomy bag. When it comes to running with the bag, I do a few things to prepare my body just to make sure that I can actually run without having to stop in the middle of it. Things like eating good foods that won't produce loose, watery stool, giving yourself 30 minutes to an hour before you go on the run to digest food, and then making sure that you empty the bag right before you go so you don't have to stop in the middle. All those things will limit the amount of stool you produce while you're active and make your running process a lot more enjoyable. Another thing I'd recommend is tucking the bag into your waistband so it doesn't bounce around or pull down, or using that kidney belt that I recommended that will really hold it up and really help make your running more comfortable. So those are the 10 things that I really wish I knew before I got an ostomy bag, but I'm so happy that I've been able to learn them and been able to experience it so I can share it with you. So now let's get into the biggest challenges that I've been dealing with, that I've been getting over about living with an ostomy bag. Okay, one of the most frustrating things that I've had to deal with the bag is it falling off or it having a leak, and it's so frustrating. I woke up like 2 to 3 times within the past month and the bag's just leaking. Like, it's gross. It's something I feel like I shouldn't have to deal with. And on top of that, it has leaked other times. Like, I was in the kitchen one day and I noticed it was just leaking. Like, the sticker just didn't work. Part of this reason was the bag I was using. Part of this reason was I didn't put it on properly. Not that I messed anything up, I just didn't know the proper technique of putting it on. And after just trial and error over and over again and trying different things and trying different tactics, I finally found one that seems to really be working well, and I want to share that with you. One of the reasons why the bags weren't sticking is this is one of the bags, okay? So this material here, the material that actually sticks to your skin, is like a really soft plastic. And I found that where that is on my body and like my body folds, it's like right where my stomach folds, this part pulls up. And then that was literally making just like a direct path for the stool to exit. So that was disgusting. You can try those bags, but for me, they really don't work. Now, what I have found that works are these. Now, this is a 2-piece bag, so this clips onto a bag, but this part sticks to your body. This material is like a cloth, and this cloth material really sticks to your skin. So where my body folds, this actually folds with my body and doesn't pull off like the other one. Even with that better material, I still had the problem of a bag falling off. So 2 other things that I've used that seem to really help with the bag sticking and staying on is this. This is like a small little, it's like a sticker. It's kind of thick. You can form it however you need it. I put this around basically my ostomy and connected to the bag, and this just gives me like extra support. And then the last thing that my nurse recommended last week, and I've actually found to be the most useful, is this. It's protective skin barrier and filler. This is basically, it turns into like liquid cement on your body. So on the 2 sides where my body folds, I put a little bit of this and it completely seals it off. It really like makes the bag not come off at all. I would highly recommend getting protective skin barrier and filler. Another problem that I was having, mainly after surgery, the 2-3 weeks after surgery, was just a lot of overall output from the bag. This was in part because I was eating so much food, but also mainly because my body just wasn't digesting that much food yet because it was still starting up. So it took about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks before I started digesting food properly. And around that point, I also started taking Imodium, liquid Imodium. I was taking as much as I needed, and this really helped just kind of slow down my digestive process. I started putting on weight pretty much as soon as I started taking the Imodium. Then I slowly weaned off the Imodium. Now I'm at the point where my digestion has slowed down a lot. I'm putting out a good quality stool, and I'm putting on a ton of weight without the use of Imodium. The third thing that I was dealing with and still really don't like is when the bag is pulling down. Now, when the bag is empty, it's completely fine. It really doesn't put on much. But when there's anything in the bag, it pulls down and really makes me hunch over and just hold the bag with my hand. It's just annoying if I'm doing anything but laying down or sitting down. Now this is where that wrap comes in, and I will put the link down below to the wraps I got. This wrap basically holds the bag up. It prevents it from bouncing around. It prevents it from pulling down on your stomach. It really just makes the overall active life a lot more comfortable. I have found that I do like not wearing it when I'm just relaxing, when I'm sitting down or when I'm laying down. But anything other than doing those two things, I would highly recommend trying one of these wraps and just seeing if it works for you. Now the very last challenge that I'm dealing with, and it's probably the biggest challenge, isn't even an ostomy problem. I'm just so weak. I was so malnourished for so long. I lost so much weight. I was down so much physically that the hardest thing that I'm dealing with right now is just being sore and getting tired, and it's 100% my fault. I'm very unsatisfied with where I am physically right now, so there are some days where I really push myself. For example, 2 days ago, I went on my second run so far since this whole thing happened, and I ended up running a mile and then walking a mile. Now, the first mile I didn't run the whole time. Ran, then I walked, then I ran, then I walked, but I was so exhausted. I came home, I literally just slept for the rest of the night. All day yesterday, I was uncomfortable and my body was tingling and I was sore, and it was just a lot for me. Yesterday I really didn't have much motivation either, and I knew I overdid it pretty much as soon as I was done with that run. So it took me 48 hours to recover from that, and that's a big challenge that I'm dealing with right now. I understand that it'll come back in time. I'm pushing myself every single day, even doing things like showering, just getting ready. That's just gonna slowly get my fitness, my health back to where I want it to be. Every single day I'm walking, every single day I'm meditating, every single day I'm doing self-development, personal development. I'm doing so many things that are really helping me physically, mentally, emotionally to just get better and continue to improve. Like I said before, living with ostomy is more of a mental challenge than it is physical. But I would not consider any of these problems. They're just challenges, and you are more than capable of dealing with every single one of them. With that being said, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you can find value in this video and learn some things that may assist you, may help your process of dealing with ostomy, going through the surgery, and then adapting back to normal life after the surgery. If you guys like this video, if you found value in this video, you want to see more videos just like this one, please consider hitting the subscribe button, liking this video, and leaving a comment down below to let me know what you think. Let me know something you learned. If you guys want to support me, check out my merchandise at logantramellan.com/shop. I have shirts just like this one. It's an embroidered pursuit tee because it's all about the pursuit. And that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly means the world to me. If you're watching this video right now, that means you stayed this long. Leave a comment down below. Let me know that you stayed here. Just say, what's up? I watched to the end, or say something like that. But yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.